Hello everyone, and welcome to County Perspective. This show focuses on Frederick County government, local programs and events, and the Frederick County community. I'm your host, Brandon Rosa, and thank you for joining us. Now, let's kick off the show with our top news stories, and we begin with Senator Ben Cardin visiting Frederick County. U.S. Senator Ben Cardin and County Executive Jessica Fitzwater embarked on a small business walk and talk in downtown Frederick on Tuesday, August 1st. The aim was to emphasize the vital role of small businesses in the community's economic growth and recovery post-pandemic. During the tour, they engaged with entrepreneurs, listening to their experiences and perspectives.
What's really important about small businesses to our community is that they really are the backbone. We're so fortunate here in Frederick County to have so many independent business owners who make everything from soaps to large-scale manufacturing. And they're important because each one brings a unique characteristic to our community. They are employers, they are our family, they're our friends. They are really critical to what makes the fabric of Frederick County so special.
The visit highlighted the resilience and contributions of local enterprises and offered strong support for their continued success. Frederick County proudly raised its newly redesigned flag, Frederick, the Crossroads of Maryland, at various government buildings to mark the county's 275th anniversary celebration. This new emblem replaces the old flag, which featured 9 red and white stripes and an image of Francis Scott Key pointing to an outline of the county. Designed in 1976 by resident James Pearl, the old flag flew over county buildings for decades. The new flag was chosen in a public contest. It was designed by county resident Mark De Ocampo and now adorns government buildings across the county. The intersecting red, yellow, black, and white quadrants symbolize Frederick County's rich history and promising future. The flag serves as a vibrant representation of unity, diversity, and growth, emphasizing the county's significance at the heart of Maryland since its establishment in 1748. Frederick County government has realigned several of the divisions that serve Frederick County. The Division of Aging is now known as the Division of Aging and Independence, and now includes support for veterans and people with disabilities, including those served by the Scott Key Center. Family Services, which used to be known as Citizen Services, encompasses the Child Advocacy Center, Family Partnership, and the Office for Children and Families. The Housing Department has been elevated to its own division. The new names and roles are designed to streamline operations and better serve the community. For more information about these divisions and their respective departments, visit frederickcountymd.gov. Frederick County Executive Jessica Fitzwater recently created a work group that focuses on agritourism in Frederick County. The agritourism work group had their first meeting on July 26. I was able to speak with County Executive Fitzwater and Associate Director of Agriculture Business, Katie Stevens, from the Office of Economic Development to find out more about the agritourism work group. Frederick County's rich history is built from farming, hence the farmer in the middle of the Frederick County seal. For many decades, local farmers have been attracting visitors to their farm through entertainment and education. These agritourism operations have been growing since then, and community members notice that pre-existing agritourism laws need to be updated. County Executive Jessica Fitzwater heard the calling for renovating agritourism in the county and created an agritourism work group.
This work group really came out of concerns that I and others have heard from small business owners and farmers in the community, really wanting to make sure that we are being responsive to the innovation that's happening in agriculture and agritourism right now. And so wanting to make sure we have a public process and an opportunity to get all of the big ideas out on the table. What are the opportunities and the challenges? Where are the county's regulations working, and where perhaps are we creating an undue barrier where we shouldn't be, to make sure that this industry can continue to thrive. It's such an incredible part of our rich history and our bright future, and we want to make sure that it's working for Frederick County's farmers.
Currently, Frederick County has an agritourism enterprise zoning definition that is pretty broad, that includes education, pick your owns, cut your own activities. And so this could, when it was started, it really was meant to include corn mazes and pumpkin patches, what we saw in the fall. However, it's grown tremendously since then. There's also regulations with the state and the health department that farms must abide by. So the existing laws for agritourism in our zoning ordinance were actually passed by the county commissioners. There's definitely been a lot of changes since these regulations were put into place. We have a much larger number of farms participating in agritourism. Frederick County actually has the most agritourism operations in the state as defined by the U.S. Census of Agriculture. Not only do we have more, but we've seen different types of operations.
The agritourism work group consists of 14 members.
We have 12 members of our agritourism committee. They represent a diverse group of farmers throughout the county and industry groups that represent agriculture. We also have 2 council members that are sitting on our work group, Councilmember Carter and Councilmember Donald. Both of them represent areas that have a lot of agritourism, and both are very interested in the subject. They'll meet once a month to have recommendations to the county executive by December 1st.
Frederick County residents take pride in their farms and the family fun activities that go along with it. Agritourism in the county is what makes Frederick County.
Frederick County has always really valued our agricultural industry and what our beautiful farms bring to our county. But what happened during COVID-19 is I think people got even more of a realization of what it means to have food grown locally, what it means to be outdoors and appreciate the beautiful landscapes and the nature that Frederick County has to offer. And that really even reinvigorated an interest in agriculture. And so being able to respond to that with new and different ways to invite people onto farms and to have agritourism be a part of what makes a farm a thriving business, that's only continued to grow and change over the past few years. And so this work group is a great way for us to revisit what we're already doing and look at ways where we can be more innovative and be a stronger partner with our farmers.
The Agritourism Work Group hopes to shape the future of agritourism and to preserve Frederick County's history.
The goal of the work group is to really get all of the ideas out on the table. I think that's how we can make the best decisions, we can be the most collaborative and recognize that everyone brings their own experience and expertise to the table. So we're going to get the ideas out there, talk about what's working, talk about what we could be doing even more or better with, and then by the end of the work group have some recommendations, some that might be policy, some that might be legislation, and hopefully have an opportunity to get those out in time for action to be taken before the next agritourism season comes around next year. It's our job to make sure that we're protecting the public health, safety, and welfare while also being responsive to the changing industry and making sure that the farmers that are here, some of our biggest and thriving small business owners, are able to keep that going for our community, not just for their own families, but also for our economy and for the rich history of Frederick County.
It is time for a short break, but when we come back, we'll see who this episode's Pet of the Week is and the newest episode of Destination Frederick County. See you soon. Welcome back to County Perspective. I'm your host, Brandon Rosa. Before we watch the newest episode of Destination Frederick County, let's head over to Frederick County's Animal Control and Pet Adoption Center to see who our adorable Pet of the Week is.
While Evan may be starting to gray a bit in his muzzle, he's still full of energy. This handsome guy loves running and playing with his toys. He also enjoys chasing furry creatures through the woods and romping through local creeks. He can be a little shy at first, but warms up quickly and then can't wait to flop over so you can give him all the belly rubs. To learn more about Evan and our adoption process, call Frederick County Animal Control and Pet Adoption Center at 301-600-1546.
Autumn is around the corner, and that means the weather outside is gonna be gorgeous. We could all use a break from the screen to get outside. Watch this episode of Destination Frederick County to find out more about how you can become adventurous without leaving our community, whether that's climbing trees or riding on a mountain bike trail.
River's Edge Trail is here in Brunswick, Maryland. The trail system is about 5 miles long, and we have a mixture of everything. We have progressive jump trails from entry level up to expert, and then we have some single track. The trail system is maintained by myself and a couple locals. I'm a trail liaison with Mid-Atlantic Off-Road Enthusiast, and we build and maintain trails in the Maryland, DC, and Virginia area. River's Edge trails are unique in that the progressive jump trails were designed by 2 different trail builders. So what we end up with is some of the most exciting jump trails that you find in the area. The trail system was built so that anybody, regardless of your experience level, could come ride.
So really the reason why I began mountain biking was to be kind of out with nature and kind of have that alone time for both yourself, but also give yourself that time with your friends and that social aspect of it.
We came out to the trails to walk one day when he was in 4th grade, and we saw a whole team of mountain bikers. They looked like his age, but they were actually a little older than he was. And so we kind of followed them on Facebook for a little while, and he ended up joining them for biking. I only started biking just a little bit in the last year or so, just so I had something to do with him and spend time together.
It feels good to have like a common interest because then I have something I can do with my mom.
With downhill mountain biking, as well as just mountain biking in general, it is a major adrenaline rush, especially when it comes to speed and jumping and things like that. Just that feeling of getting to almost to your edge and then backing off every couple of seconds is just a huge uplift for just your body in general. It's just amazing experience.
It is one of those sports that's inclusive for all. If you know how to ride a bike, you can pick up the sport. There's different types of riding that you can do, whether you're mountain biking, whether you're on the road, whether you're on gravel. So it's a sport that I enjoy and can be passed down to kids as well.
Take a ride north and go from riding beneath the trees to gliding between them during an aerial adventure at Tree Trekkers.
Tree Trekkers is an outdoor aerial adventure and zipline park located on 30 acres of protected forest, also known as a high ropes or challenge course. We have 16 different trails on our high ropes course, 2 of which are zipline trails. And the other trails, the other 14, are challenge trails. So they have obstacles, elements, walking bridges, and zip lines in between. They all take off from a start platform and then they'll land in different areas throughout the park. This business is unique to Frederick County because we're the only park like this in Frederick County. We're the only family recreation facility in Frederick County that's actually outdoors and incorporates the forest into their facility. Our mission is to get off the screen and into the green. So in today's society, we're on a lot of screens, whether we're in school, work, watching TV at home, on our phones, on our iPads, playing video games. So we wanted people to disconnect so they could reconnect with nature, with each other, with outdoor exercise. Our park really encourages natural communication. While you're climbing, you're actually in the trees. It's really hard to be on your cell phone or not be connected with what you're doing while you're doing it. So we would like to invite you to do something different this weekend. Do adventure. Come explore the trees with us and get some great outdoor exercise. Reconnect with your families and with nature.
It is time in the show to find out what activities county divisions and departments are hosting in the next few weeks in this episode's calendar of events. you would like to find out more about virtual events and programs and activities that are going on in the county, visit frederickcountymd.gov. It is almost time to say goodbye in this episode of County Perspective, but I want to talk about 2 more pieces of upcoming news. In the month of August, National Farmers Market Week is from August 6th to August 12th. Frederick County has around 15 farmers markets open to the public starting in May and ending in mid-November. So be sure to check them out and grab some fresh local meats, produce, and more. If you want to find out where and when the farmers market locations are, just visit homegrownfrederick.com/farmers-markets. Bring the family and friends to Utica Park on Saturday, August 26th to celebrate Frederick County Parks and Recreation's Family Field Day. Family Field Day will start at 9 a.m. and run until noon. This event has games, obstacles, and challenges for everyone to enjoy. Participants can be creative and wear outfits with their team name. Family Field Day is $8 per person. To register, visit recreator.com. Okay everyone, that wraps up this episode of County Perspective. Now if you want to stay up to date on important news and events going on in the community, just follow Frederick County on social media. We'll see you next time with a fresh look from a county perspective. Take care everybody.